everybody. It is so nice to be here, and I wish I could be here in person with you. I wish I could be seeing your faces, but I am sending you some love, hoping that you're doing well, hope that you are keeping up with some kind of mindfulness practice and movement, because movement is what's going to keep us sane and healthy through these times. And I can't wait to see you all back on the mat with me in person. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this short practice that we're going to do together here. So begin by finding a place to sit. And if you prefer to sit on something, you can prop yourself up with a blanket, or even if you have a small stool or cushion, go ahead and grab it and just find a place to sit. If sitting cross-legged is not comfortable for you, you can just have like one foot in front of the other like this, or even swing your legs back behind you and sit on your heels. So when you find your comfortable seat, begin by bringing your hands to a place where your elbows aren't hugging in tightly to the sides of your body. And as you breathe in, just feel how your chest fills up and rises. And with your exhalation, soften the shoulders. So think of creating space between the top of your ears and the bottom of your ears and the top of your shoulders. And then relax your jaws, relax the muscles of your face. And you can have your eyes closed, or perhaps just a soft gaze down. Notice if there is any gripping and holding sensation in your body. And as you become aware of any of that, let it go. Just let your breath be fluid, in and out through your nose. Breathing in and out through your nose helps filter out anything that might be in the air that's not welcome into your bodies. So develop this practice of breathing in and out through your nose. But if you feel that breathing out through your mouth would help you relax, do that a few times. And think of an intention that you wish to set for yourself in this practice today. And for the past few days, I've been thinking about sending out some goodwill. So how can we be helpful to those around us, those who have been even more deeply affected by this? So you can just, from your heart to someone else's heart, send some love and good wishes. Let that intention settle, and you might even bring your hands to your heart center and feel that warmth of your hands over your body. And let that go. We'll begin to move. So I'm going to come back to my cross-legged position. So from wherever you are, bring your hands towards your knees and begin to reach your chest more forward. So this isn't so much a motion with the head and neck, it's more with the upper body. So reach your chest forward, breathe in, breathe out, slide your hands back towards your hips and round your spine back. So it's kind of like doing a cat and cow. Breathe in, like the cow shape, reaching the chest forward. And breathing out, rounding your spine. 2 more times with the hands sliding forward and back. 1 more time. Breathing in, chest up. Breathing out, rounding. And come back upright. Try to align your head over your shoulders over your hips. Bring your arms in front of you. And as if you're pushing something heavy, feel like your shoulder blades are gliding apart from one another. And push away, spread your fingers wide. Feel that the heels of your hands are moving forward. And then begin to turn your fingers out and down. You can let your head drop a bit, bring your chin into your chest and press away. Lift your head back up and turn your fingers back up and maybe in. So here, we're trying not to move so much from the spine, but more from the shoulders, the arms, really feeling the shoulder blades. So in the upper back. And do that one more time. So continue to push away, but rotating your hands so that your fingers face in, out, and down. When the next time that they face up, begin to turn your palms towards one another and reach your arms all the way up. Now you can let your chest rise, maybe even your chin goes up a little higher, turn your gaze up. And as you breathe out, your hands come down as if you were painting a wall. And drape your fingers all the way back down to the floor, chin into chest. So breathe in, arms will reach all the way up as if your hands were like painting. And all the way back down. One more time. Chest reaching up and pulling the shoulders back. Good, come back through center. And now bring your elbows out to your sides. Make your elbows heavy. And move them back, if you can, until they disappear from your peripheral view. So you won't be seeing your elbows. And if your chest moved forward, just reposition your rib cage again over your hips. And then reach your arms up straight and bend your elbows as if they were magnets on your elbows and pulling towards the sides of your body. And breathe and reach up. Breathe out, elbows heavy and just magnetically moving towards the sides of your body. One more, breathe in. Breathe out, feel that action, and then drop your right hand down, reach your left arm up and over and take a side bend. So begin with your upper body, and then you can let your neck turn up or down, particularly if you're feeling a little bit of tension in the neck these days. And then pause here and begin to let your bottom shoulder roll in and your top shoulder back. And then reverse that. Bottom shoulder goes back, top shoulder points down. So now you're moving the rib cage too. So chest up and chest down, and that bottom shoulder moves, and that top elbow points forward and down, and then back. Good. Last time, reach away, come back through center, and release your left hand down. Reach up with your right and take that side bend. Open the side of your body and reach. And if it feels good, look down and look up. Continue to reach, and then just move your neck a little bit. Turn your gaze down, turn your gaze up, and then begin to move that bottom shoulder rolls in and the top shoulder rolls back. And chest down and chest up. Kind of feels a little bit like the top loader washing machines. And stay with your breath. So a little rotation in the rib cage. And come back through center, both arms up. And reach the arms in front again. And begin to wrap your arms around, stacking your elbows. And if you can, your fingers will reach towards the backs of the shoulders. So elbows reaching forward. If you can't, no problem. You can just hold it like that. And one more time, that rounding and arching of your back. So breathe in, elbows forward. Breathe out, point the elbows down. Breathe in, elbows forward, maybe even up a little bit. Breathe out, round. Breathe in, pause in the center, and then begin to tip your elbows over to the right. So side body opening, and then point your elbows down. We're gonna go in a circle here. Elbows down, rounding the spine. Begin with the right side and then keep coming through center, over to the left. Find that side body opening again, elbows pointing left, and then all the way up and around. And come back to center. Open your arms big and switch opposite elbow on top. Now we're going to begin going over to the left first. So shift the elbows over to the left, side body opening, and begin to point the elbows down, left, center, rounding the spine, over to the right, arching back as far as it feels good, and center. Reverse, so go right, down, round, over to the left, feeling that side body opening, little arch back, and come through center. Open your arms, chest up, and let that go. Notice how your shoulders feel. Give them a little roll up to the ears. You can breathe in, hug them up, and exhale, drop them away. Any kind of movement here that feels good. If you want to move your head, let your ear come close to your shoulder. Other side, and swing your legs to come onto your hands and knees. So a few more of those cat and cow shapes with the spine, and now we have our pelvis unstuck. Before, our pelvis was a little bit stuck in place because we were sitting down. So begin to move your chest up. So less head and more spine here. So chest goes up, tail goes up, and then exhaling, tail down, articulating the spine, rounding, and then you can let your head drop. So reverse, tail up, let that wave continue through your spine, chest up, and head last. Good, one more time, tail down, articulating the spine, all the way up to the shoulders, then the head drops down, and reversing, coming back, tail up, and gaze forward. We're going to add a little bit more movement to that. So you might want to walk your hands a little bit more forward so you have more space. And then begin to find that cow shape, toes tucked, and then untuck the toes, shift all the way back into a child's pose. So continue like this. Keep the arms straight the whole time. Breathe in, coming up, tuck your toes, find that cow shape, and untuck the toes, hips to your heels, cat shape, round the spine. Breathe in, chest up, tuck your toes. Breathe out, untuck, hips to your heels. Good. And come back through center and take a little disco cat. It's kind of like a sassy cat, moving around a little bit. So think of like a hammock shape through your spine, as if it was a hammock moving with the wind. And then pause here. Lift your feet up and just wiggle your feet as if they were the tail of the cat, side to side. And you can let your head go in the other direction. Good. Touch down. Keep your elbows straight, so arms straight, and reach your right leg back behind you. Keep the toes pressing down, and play with reaching your left arm forward. So keep the head, the back of the head, in line with the back of the shoulders and the back of your spine. So you don't want to feel like that hammock, right? So move your belly away from the floor. Left arm reaching forward. Bring the left arm back down, and now reach your right leg up. Right leg down, left arm forward. Left arm down, right leg up. Step the right toes back down, Reach your left arm forward. Now feeling really steady here. Try to lift the right heel up. Nice. One more breath here. Reach out long. Then try to turn your right toes out to the side without bumping your left hip. So stay as steady as you can. If you need help with this, you can actually put something under your right hand so you create more space. It could be a book or any other object that will give you a little bit of height, as if it was a yoga block, or you can even come up onto your finger pads. So go back to that with your toes pointing out, and then point the toes back down, and then just bring the knee towards the chest and the elbow towards the side of the body. Breathe in, long. Breathe out towards the center. One more time. Get long. Step your left hand down and your right toes down. Spin onto the outside of the right foot. So feel really how your weight is transferring over the left hand. Make sure that this is okay with your wrist. And try to keep that arm long, so not bending the elbow. You can let your right hand glide down, up your shoulder and your chest, and begin to turn your body open. Reach up with your right hand. Good, so you might feel like you're a little wobbly here, but you can do it. So when you feel that you're feeling a little unstable, notice how you can work on finding stability. If this feels really uncomfortable, you can lean against the wall or some furniture in your house. So reach up. Good. Now we're going to try to lift that extended leg up, the right leg. Can you do it? Woo! Maybe lower it and bring it up again. And one more time. Bring it up and bring it down. Now go ahead and wheel yourself up. So keep the foot down, wheel yourself up. Whoa! I'm going to spin my back foot a little bit. All right, so let's play a little teeter-totter here. So tip over like a tea kettle and lift up and tip back over the leg. Find that side body stretch and come back again. Right arm up, right leg up, right leg down, left arm up. Find that side bend. Nice. Left hand comes down, right hand comes back to the floor, right knee comes back, and you can find some of those wiggles again. So move in a way that feels good. Maybe you come back to that child's pose, extending your arm. Come back to center, and we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to just turn my body so you can still see it. Okay, so now prepare. You're going to reach your left leg back. Keep your left toes down. Stay there. Notice if you're hammocking the body, and pull that hip up. Stay strong. Keep your hand down, your left hand, and begin to reach your right arm forward. Right hand comes back down, left heel up. Toes back down, left toes back down, right arm forward. And bring the right hand back, left leg up, touch the toes down, reach the right arm forward. Stay there, feel balanced, and reach your left heel up. Good, so you're reaching long. Try to hold this and then just rotate your left toes out and point them back down. Try not to bump your right hip out to the side much. Toes down and out. Last one. Now hug your elbow to the side of the body, knee towards the chest. Breathe in, get long again. Breathe out, hug in. Last one. Stretch out long. Bring the hand back down, bring your left toes back to the mat, and begin to spin the foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. And again, if you want to create more space, more height, you can use a block or some object under your right hand, and notice what it feels like to transfer weight onto that hand. But hug your right hip in so that you're not just bumping it out to the side. So hug in. Try to keep the wrist in line with the knee, and then the hip is in line with the shoulder. And then begin to open the chest, left arm up. You can turn your gaze up. I like to use my right toe tucked for support. You can play with untucking and see if that feels a little bit more stable for you. You could lean against a wall, or you can even like spin this bottom shin to see if you feel more steady. This way you're challenging your core a little bit more. So reach up with your left arm and then get ready. From that height, you can begin to lift up and teeter-totter, bringing your right hand back down. Lift your left leg up. Step the foot back down. Wheel your arms up and just reverse, finding that side body opening. One more time, stay with your breath. Lift up and come all the way back. Right hand down, left hand down, left knee down. And once again, finding those shapes that feel good in your body. You can bend your elbows here, round, arch, maybe back into your child's pose again. And then from here, tuck your toes and begin to make your way into downward facing dog. So I'm going to spin to face the front of my mat again. Come back into your downward dog, lifting your hips up. And your knees can be bent, your heels don't have to touch. You want to have your arms nice and straight, and your head is heavy. Your head weighs between 10 to 11 pounds. So you want to drop the weight of your head down. So make sure that you're not holding yourself up in tension. So think of your chest moving back, creating space through the front of your body. Take a nice breath in, look towards your hands, lift your heels up really high, and begin to tiptoe forward. So try to keep your hands on the mat until you can no longer. Then you can pop up into your finger pads and continue walking your feet until they come to the front of your mat and your thighs are close to your chest. So let yourself hang here. Notice if your weight is too far forward, in which case you would fall. And try to even out the weight. Your hips will be about over your heels and your knees can be bent. So fold. Breathe in and separate your chest from your thighs. So straighten your legs. Gaze forward. Breathe out, fold again. Breathe in, come halfway. Move your head away from your hips. Breathe out, fold again. Round your spine. Steady on your feet. Breathe in, reach all the way up. And breathe out, hands through the heart center. Just pause for a moment, feel your feet grounded. I'm going to face you for this one. So keep your feet about hip width apart, and you can relax your arms by your sides. Try to feel yourself stacked. So head over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. And just do a few rolls onto the ball of your foot and press into the top of your foot. Doesn't matter which one you're doing first. Just make sure you do both. Kind of like feeling the toes and putting weight on a part of the body that sometimes feels a little bit tight, like it doesn't get a lot of action if you're wearing shoes and not walking much. All right, come back to stand, and from here we're going to find our balance on our right foot. So I'm going to face this way for this one. So stand on your right leg and begin to lift your left knee forward. When you find your balance here, you can look, find a point on the floor to keep your gaze steady, and begin to shift your knee back in line with your standing leg knee, and reach that left leg all the way back. So try to slowly make your way into this shape. It's called Crescent Pose in yoga. So reach your arms up like we did when we began. And again, notice if your chest is reaching forward, and move your rib cage right on top of your hips. Bring your left arm forward, your right arm back, so you're going to take a twist. Keep the thumbs reaching up. Whoa, I lost my balance a bit here. So press into the ball of the back foot. And bring both arms forward and up again. And now your left arm goes back. Open your arms like a T. Warrior two. So right knee is reaching forward in the same direction as your toes. Try not to let the leg roll in, so just keep it pointing forward. Arms out, straight from the center of your chest. So feel strong and steady here. Let's reverse into a peaceful warrior, right palm up. Reach back, that side body opening again. Come back to center, forearm to your thigh, and instead of pointing the fingers away from you, point them forward in the same direction as your toes. And this will help open that bottom shoulder. And then again, you can reach your left hand to your right shoulder and slide it across your chest to reach that top arm up. Move into this big open chest shape and pull yourself up from your bottom leg. Good. So option here, you can just move between these two poses. So it's a big side body open and back into warrior two. Or you can begin to play more with balance and use your right hand to reach forward and try to lift that back leg. So similar to what we did when we were on our knees, but now you're standing on one leg. So tip back to warrior two, bringing the back foot back to the floor, and then right hand down, left leg up. Again, if there is a wall behind you, it can help you if you're having trouble finding stability. So last one, bring the left arm forward, face your chest forward, spin your back heel up, and the same way we got here, try to catch some air as you bring your back leg up and step it forward. Take a moment with your 2 feet on the ground. We're going to do the other side. So catch your breath. And I'm going to face this way now. We're going to now step the right leg back. So stand on your left leg, point your right knee forward. Find your stability, find a steady place to look. And then bending your standing knee, so your left leg can bend as you reach your right leg back. So play here with your balance, with your stability, and find that you can catch some air. And as you step back, press into the ball of your back foot, both arms reach up, crescent pose. So if you want to, you can lift your gaze up, so it's not so much of your rib cage poking forward, it's a nice reach and bend. And from here, we're going to begin to find a twist. Right arm forward, left arm back, thumbs up. So stretch away as if you could touch the walls on both sides of the room. Bring the left arm forward again, and then spin your right arm back, opening into warrior two. So your front knees bent, keep reaching the knees. They can go forward. Your knee can go forward more than your ankle or your heel. So in the direction of the toes. Just try not to roll that knee in. So arms long, and then reverse into a peaceful warrior, front palm up and back. Come back to center, warrior two. Forearm resting on the thigh. So spin the fingers to face the same direction as your toes and reach that back arm up and over your head. And then from here, either stay from warrior two to your side angle pose, or you can begin to play with reaching the left fingers to the floor. Your right hand can come to your hip, or you can reach it up as your right leg goes up, and then you can play with stepping back. So play with your balance. find your stability. Your knee can be bent or straight. You're standing leg knee. And after a few of these, you can begin to step back and find your warrior two again. Reach your right arm forward, spin your back heel up. Whoa. Step forward, finding a little bit of a airplane kind of shape. And come all the way up to stand. This is called Tadasana mountain pose. So feel the ground beneath you. Feel your feet planted. And notice how you can be steady on your feet. And you can still be soft in your stance. So relax the shoulders. Maybe bring your hands to your heart center and you feel your heartbeat. All right, I'm going to make my way back down to the mat. If you feel like you enjoyed it and if you want to repeat this sequence again, you can do it again. I'm going to begin to lower all the way down to the ground. So I'm going to try not to use my hands. Arms forward, finding a chair pose. So as if I was going to sit onto a chair. And then I'm going to continue to bend my knees, thinking of bringing my chest close to my thighs until I come to seated. All right, from seated, I like to go down with a fight. So I'm going to hold behind my knees, bring my feet in front of me. This is boat pose. And then slowly lower all the way down, trying to find that segmentation in the spine, and then stepping my feet down to the mat. You can bring your feet nice and wide and let your knees knock in towards the center. Find cactus arms like goalposts. And just let your knees roll to the right, back to center, knees together, feet apart, and then knees over to the left. Your head can roll in the opposite direction of the knees if that feels good for you. So coming through center, and then knees in one direction, head in the opposite direction. Keep your elbows heavy. Keep your palms up, shoulders to the mat. And then just find a comfortable place to be in. Begin to quiet your body, quiet your shapes. You can extend your legs, which is a more traditional Shavasana shape, which is the final relaxation pose. Arms to your sides. And let your feet roll out. Releasing any tension through your hips, your shoulders. Relaxing the muscles of your face. Relaxing your jaws. Allow your tongue to rest inside your mouth. And it's optional here. You can stay like this for a while. Or you can bring your hands someplace in your body where you can feel your breath. And just stay connected to the breath in and breath out. And it's not just your chest and your belly that move as you breathe. It's your whole body. Take one more breath here with me, or stay for as long as you need to. And I'm going to begin to slowly move as I make my way back up to seated. You're welcome to stay a little longer if you'd like. I have a quote to share with you today. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything Changes by Robert Greene. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I hope you stay safe, sane, and healthy, and I can't wait to see you